So into the arena steps Argentina's Lucas Bastida, 27 years of age. He's the man from the Argentinian capital of Buenos Aires. Experienced professional, 26 bouts on his ledger, 22 wins, 13 of them coming inside the distance for a 59% KO ratio. 3 losses, one of those coming inside the distance. His last bout in October of last year. The former Argentinian and South American middleweight champion. Of his 3 losses, 2 of them have come overseas. And that last outing was on the road where he took the O at Bogdan Sobol in Riga.
Из Санкт-Петербурга, Россия, Pavel Sosulin!
So into the arena steps the familiar figure of Pavel Sosulin. Tucked beneath his right arm, what appears to be a Russian doll bedecked in IBA boxing gloves. Perfect record in the professional ranks. Undefeated on the IBA stage as well. We last saw him in the ring in Yerevan, Armenia. I was ringside that night as he took the O of Carlo Bacaro of the Philippines with a 3rd round stoppage in a battle of unbeaten boxers. Pavel Sosulin, 10-0 in the professional ranks. 3 bouts on the IBA stage. Looking to extend his perfect record here tonight in this battle for the WBA gold title. That's that belt there, and the IBA Intercontinental strap on the line as well. This bout made at 69.9 kilograms.
Дамы и господа, нас ожидает главное событие вечера. Впереди 10 раундов за титулы чемпиона WBA Gold и IBA Intercontinental в первом среднем весе. Для участников титульного поединка звучат национальные гимны их стран. Но прежде, прошу приветствуйте официальный гимн Международной ассоциации бокса, гимн IBA. Дамы и господа, для Лукаса Бастиды звучит государственный гимн Аргентины. Дамы и господа, звучит государственный гимн Российской Федерации.
So, rousing rendition of the IBA anthem, the Argentinian national anthem, followed by the Russian national anthem.
Промоутерские компании IBA Challenger, Iron and Gloves Promotions и Patriot Boxing при поддержке правительства Республики Башкортостан и Федерации бокса России представляют вашему вниманию главное событие вечера. 10 раундов за титулы чемпиона WBA Gold и IBA Intercontinental в первом среднем весе. Представляю официальных лиц. Супервайзер IBA Максим Чертыковцев, Молдова. Супервайзер WBA Карлос Чавес, Испания. Судьи в рингсайде Дмитрий Болдырев, Ираклий Малазония, оба Россия, и из Италии Энрико Личини. Дамы и господа, рефери в ринге Сальвадор Сальва, Испания. Представляю участников главного боя вечера и первого боксера в черном углу. Ему 27 лет, рост 185 сантиметров, официальный вес 69 килограммов и 650 граммов. Его впечатляющий рекорд насчитывает 26 боев, 22 победы при 3 поражениях и 1 ничьей, 13 ярких побед нокаутом. Чемпион Аргентины, интерконтинентальный чемпион IBA из Аргентины, репрезентando a Argentina, Lucas El Tornado Bastida. Его сопернику напротив в золотом углу 28 лет. Рост 178 сантиметров, официальный вес 69 килограммов и 850 граммов. Его прекрасный рекорд насчитывает 10 боев, 10 побед, в том числе 5 нокаутом. Чемпион России среди любителей и профессионалов, чемпион Европы IBA, чемпион WBA Asia из Санкт-Петербурга, Россия, по прозвищу Мекс Павел Сосулин. И предматчевый инструктаж от рефери поединка Сальвадора Сальва.
Abre. Remember what I told you in the dressing room? Obey my commands and protect yourself at all times. Bring us a good fight. Good luck.
So, final look at the tail of the tape. In this battle between experienced boxers, Pavel Sosulin undefeated in his contest to date. More experienced man from Argentina, Lucas Bastida. He boxes out of the black corner wearing the black trunks trimmed with gold. The peroxide and blue dye job sported on his close crop hair. His fellow Orthodox boxer wearing the white trimmed with gold is Pavel Sosulin, no stranger to IBA professional and champions night events. Competed here in the city of Ufa last year when Ulugbek Sabirov of Uzbekistan became the first man to take him the distance on the IBA stage. But he dished out some heavy punishment that night. Muscular combinations that sent the crowd into a frenzy. Rather ponderous overhand right attempted by Bastida. Fighting over the seas for the fourth time in his professional career. His last outing coming in Riga in October of last year, where he took the oath of Bogdan Sobol, entered the contest at a perfect 18-0. The Riga arena in the Latvian capital. Good work to the body with the jab from Sosulin, who despite being the more compact figure, the shorter man, who's demonstrating that the jab is often about timing and not just height and reach. Left hook attempted to the body by Bastida, but in the meantime continuing to pile up the points and soften up the body with that lead left stick is Sosulin, and look at the accuracy finding with it as he comes upstairs to the head. So beyond the halfway stage of this opening round, now looking to establish his own lead left is the taller man Bastida. But look at that variety on the jab, head, body, head, followed by another spearing straight left in between the defenses of Bastida from Sosulin. Right hand being brought into play by Bastida. Won his first three contests before experiencing his first defeat in bout number 4. That the only stoppage in the 3 defeats he has experienced to date. And the other 2 men to get the better of him were really talented individuals. More on that as we go through the evening. Sosulin just moving neatly counterclockwise to his left before changing direction. And again, that jab proving to be really disruptive, bringing the backhand into play to end the combination. Setting everything up off the jab once again is Sosulin, who's found his distance immediately in the opening round of this title contest scheduled for 10. Again, inside the 10-second clap, and more evidence of that trip hammer lead left hand. Well, it's a long way from Buenos Aires to Ufa in Russia. And one wonders where Batista's legs are currently are, because he didn't appear to have them with him in the boxing ring for the majority of that opening round. Pieced up repeatedly by the lead left hand of Pavel Sosulin. It's been a slow start by the man nicknamed El Tornado, but he's not blowing with any ferocity yet. Outscored comprehensively for my money during the course of that opening 3 minutes. But as mentioned, he's a durable individual, not unduly troubled by the offensive successes of Sosulin, but surely he's conceded the opening round.
Round 2.
So we move into round number 2 then. And again, Sosulin immediately to work with that lead left hand. Now, Bastida just seeking to get himself into the proceedings. He tries to catapult off the ropes, but didn't fully commit to the offensive output. Roundhouse right was rather ponderous, didn't find the target. Sosulin bringing the backhand into play and back on the front foot once again. And Bastida continually conceding ground here. Not quite going back in straight lines. I was about to suggest he was, but there he was moving to his left, spinning off the line to try and present some angles to his man. Sosulin really active with an accurate left jab. And again, drops down effectively to the body with it once more. Then changing it by bringing it back to the head. The defenses of Bastida proving rather porous. There he answered the telephone effectively. Right hand up to the ear to ward off that incoming left hook. Double right hand, body then head from Bastida. Perhaps his best success of the contest so far at the halfway stage of round number 2. Good two-shot salvo to the body. The right hand, a rather slapping shot. Bastida momentarily turning southpaw. Now back in the orthodox stance once again. Half-cover guard being adopted by Bastida. Will that prove to be any more effective? Well, as I suggest, that a left jab going over the top of the right hand that he was held against his chin, but his chin wasn't tucked behind his shoulder. So Sosulin able to score with that lead left. And again, right uppercut success, followed up with a left hook from Bastida, who despite being the taller, longer fighter as he rides the right hand by just employing some head movements, despite being the taller, longer fighter, it is he who is having success with bent arm punches, particularly the right uppercut, while Sosulin is enjoying plenty of success with his jab right on cue. It's a real trip hammer of a shot. Snapped out from the elbow, plenty of back foot and shoulder involved as well. As again, just turning his head to make that shot miss Bastida. Sosulin will be processing that information.
10 seconds, 10 segundos.
Just like George Foreman did against Michael Mora when he regained the title. All that shot has to travel is another couple of millimeters. It goes from being rendered an inaccurate shot to a shot that lands flush. Second round in the book. Good to see a response and some greater activity from Lucas Bastida in that second frame. There's the right uppercut. That was particularly successful for him at close quarters.
Секундаты за ринг. Seconds out. Третий раунд.
Vamos, ya. Time. Hay que ir más rápido, ¿eh?
This is an extraordinarily tardy exit
Time.
by Bastida's coaches in that black corner. 60 seconds is the time with which you have to work. 60 seconds and then some. Bright start to the third round behind that left jab by Sosulin once again. Bastida looking to respond. It's a contest scheduled for 10 3-minute rounds. The WBA gold title on the line, as well as the IBA Intercontinental title. It's made at 69.9 kilograms. That's just over the 154-pound super welterweight or light middleweight in old money limit. 154 pounds and 1 3/4 ounces using the imperial measurement. Minute gone in this round. Again, not much pace or zip on the punches of Bastida, but he's still able to find the home with them, particularly when he lets go the bent arm shot. But again, look at the tremendous punch output from Sosulin. Good left hook to the body from Bastida. Looked to bring the right uppercut into play, but was countered effectively by Sosulin, who's continuing to use that lead left hand very effectively indeed. So Bastida just presenting a different look, hands down by his belt line now. His head hasn't proved to be that difficult to pick off. It's not as though he possesses razor-sharp reflexes as his head snapped back by a double jab once again. So boxing with the hands down by the knees, perhaps a risky tactic unless he's got unshakable confidence in his chin. But remember, He was stopped in bout number 4 after beginning his professional career with 3 straight victories. Stopped in the 3rd round of a scheduled 6th by the undefeated Hugo Alberto Roldan. And again, pinned to the ropes to invite pressure, and Sosulin obliging by having success with a combination. That one aberration of a stoppage aside, his other losses, oh, that's a good right hand from Sosulin. Pinned in the gold corner is Bastida, absorbs the punches and fights his way back out of the confined position with some good work to both body and head. But it's Sosulin looking to take it to the Argentinian boxer once again. Got him pinned and square on the ropes. Nice movement to make his man miss and then claim him around the waist and waltz his way off the ropes back to the space of center ring. So again, flashes of what this man can do, but with 3 rounds completed, I don't think he's showcased his skills consistently enough, or is he inconvenienced Sosulin enough to take any of the 3 completed rounds we've had so far. And again, so much coming off the most fundamental punch in boxing, the lead jab of Sosulin. And then when he positions his man where he wants him to, he's got the variety in his repertoire to score effectively to both body and head.
Seconds out. 4th round. Round 4.
Box!
So into the 4th round then. Bastida, rather ponderous with some of his punches, particularly that overhand right. It was en route to the target in circuitous fashion. Easily evaded by Sosulin, who's remaining disciplined, hands held high as he seeks to walk his man down. And again, disruptive lead left hand snapped out by Sosulin. Again, that roundhouse right, taking a rather circuitous route to the intended target. There's an altogether more direct lead left jab. And I wonder why we haven't seen that shot in evidence more frequently in the completed 3 rounds. Is the taller man, the longer man? Oh, there's a roundhouse right that came over the top from Sosulin. Same shot reciprocated by Bastida. But then keeping the attack going to make it 1st and 3rd boxing is Sosulin. Oh, that's a solid right cross landed by Sosulin. Then drops down with a good left hook to the body. Bastida keeping his composure in the corner, able to fight his way out of there with a little bent arm flurry. Solid right cross once again to check the chin of Bastida. Mentioned aside from that aberration, his other 2 losses have been on point over the 10-round distance against the 2016 Olympian and former WSB competitor Josh Kelly, Pretty Boy Kelly out of the northeast of England. The Mackham from Sunderland. And his other loss was against Bakari Stamaka, a man who's just improved to 18-0 the other day with an 8th round stoppage over Rocky Knapp in Paris in a fusion event where he shared center stage with the French rapper Gazo. Roundhouse right is a solid shot, followed by a thunderous left hook and another right cross. So the 2 men standing shoulder to shoulder in the pocket. And Again, given their contrasting physiques, one would suggest that Sosulin, who's more ideally suited to that type of work, as again the right foot coming forward during that walk from Bastida, rendering him a southpaw boxer before the sound of the bell to conclude round number 4. Some of the action from that 4th round. Glancing hook to the body, followed by a solid jab to the head from Sosulin. And his right hand was particularly impressive, catching his man with it repeatedly while he was standing, inviting pressure near the ropes.
Seconds out. 5th round, round 5.
Box.
So moving to round number 5 then. Lucas Bastida clearly knows what he's doing in a boxing ring. It's not a lack of ambition that he's demonstrating, but I'm just not sure that he is being busy enough. There's a really good use of the left hand, demonstrated by Bastida. And it just disrupts the forward movement that Sosulin is looking to launch. But can he keep that left jab going? Can he back it up with anything more potent from the rest of his bag? Retreated to the neutral corner once again, and that's where Sosulin's enjoyed real success, particularly with his backhand in round number 4.
Stop. A fight. Box.
Left hook to the body was a scoring shot. The slapping overhand right which followed was inaccurate. So Bastida has picked up the punch output here in the first minute of round number 5. Can he maintain it in a bid to keep Sosulin occupied and have him be forced to implement some adaptive type of strategy? Good work to body and head once again from Bastida, enjoying his best round so far. Did have success with a right uppercut in round number 2. That brief cameo was rather subsumed for the majority of the round and in subsequent rounds. But here Bastida making a much better fist of things, as is able to ride that shot once again by swiveling his head to his left. So Sosulin seeking to make it physical as he shrugs off the man with the shoulder, bombs away with the overhand right once more, ends that brief passage of success with a right uppercut. And Sosulin seeking to continue to maraud his way inside. Solid left hand landed in the form of a hook by Bastida. Good work to both body and head by Sosulin. And Bastida got a languid quality about his work. His punches since the opening bell have never been replete with pop or zip. But some of the punches during that previous offensive onslaught from Sosulin just appear to make him wilt a little bit. Again, that languid quality I was referring to becoming a little more evident now. His coordination doesn't appear that sharp. Home run, right uppercut, missed by some distance, then countered by a crisp right cross from Sosulin. Closing seconds of round number 5. Double hook followed by a right hook. It was left hook to body and head, and on the sound of the 10-second clapper, that has spurred Sosulin into life as he went through the gears in the closing stages of round number 5. Well, again, he's looking rather forlorn in that corner, is Bastida. Feeling just a little disorientated. We'll take a look at some of the action from the 5th. And it's not as though he's enjoyed much success when he's been maneuvered to or retreated to the corner. Bastida, solid right hand landed on the inside. And Sosulin pulling down the left glove before crashing home that overhand right and keeping the attack going. That coming in the closing stages of the 5th round. So to the second half of this contest we go. Good left hook to the body at the start of round number 6. 5 rounds completed, a potential 5 rounds remain in this contest at 69.9 kilograms, just over the 154-pound super welterweight limit. But Sosulin, having finished round number 5 in storming fashion, looking to continue that type of punch output. Look at those spearing jabs to the solar plexus, shot out by Sosulin. Bastida, well, he's gone from one corner to the set of ropes on the other side of the ring. And for a punch picker as accurate as Sosulin, well, that can almost represent target practice. But Bastida has the experience, the durability and toughness to keep Sosulin honest. But again, beyond the halfway stage, I just don't think he's doing nearly enough to make a strong case for him winning any of the rounds so far. Looking for the right uppercut once again. That's a shot that served him really well in round number 2. But again, composed under fire, continuing to slip and slide and bob and weave as Sosulin was looking to let his hands go. Burst of shoe-shine punches. Not really troubling Sosulin from Bastida. Sosulin receiving the support of the home fans here at the Wrestling Palace in Ufa. Well, here at this venue last year, as he lands a solid left hook when he went the distance for the first time on the IBA stage against Ulugbek Sabirov, he demonstrated that he can keep up this type of punch output all contest long. That one was scheduled for 8, this one 2 rounds further scheduled for the WBA Gold and IBA Intercontinental titles. And I'm not quite sure what the strategy of Lucas Bastida is here. But it's not as though the 10-round distance holds any fears for Sosulin. Been in scheduled 10-rounders before. Most recently in his contest against Carlo Baccaro, the undefeated boxer from the Philippines, who he took out in the 3rd of a fantastic contest in Yerevan, Armenia. I was ringside to commentate on that. It was a bout that was filled with sharp shooting action before the early conclusion of the bout in the 3rd. And look at Sosulin go through the gears here. So back comes Bastida. And again, doing enough to keep himself in the contest, but I don't think he's doing anywhere near enough to be winning the contest. So Sosulin, who finished the 5th round in strong fashion, sought to carry on that momentum in the next round. I don't think he's in danger of punching himself out. He's being met with a durable opponent in Bastida tonight.
Seconds out. 7th round, round 7.
So to the 7th round we go. Sosulin out pushing the pace once again. Over that front foot, looking to back up his man behind his left jab. Remained really disciplined, has Sosulin. Never lost his shape. Always remaining respectful of what's coming back from Bastida. Remember, 13 wins inside the distance in his 22 victories. But the deeper we go into the contest, because Without wishing to be unkind, Sosulin, as he takes a good left hand to the body from Bastida, and another one, looks to counter with a left hook upstairs. But Sosulin must have taken all of the completed 6 rounds so far. There just hasn't been enough consistent punch output, or heavy enough punch output from Bastida to make Sosulin uncomfortable, or indeed to second guess his primary game plan. There he resumes the action with another clumping left jab through the defenses of Bastida, and now bringing hooks and uppercuts into play to both body and head. Bastida, though, continuing to keep cool under fire, spin off the ropes back to the space of center ring. And again, ensuring that trade-offs ensue, but the defenses of Sosulin proving effective. There he lands a really cracking left hook at close quarters. We're on the halfway stage of this 7th round. So Bastida again, and he leads off and brings that left hand into play. That does make life more difficult for Sosulin, because again, by virtue of his greater height and lengthier reach, he's got more distance to try and close down, and Bastida, with perhaps his most sustained attack of the entire contest, backing up Sosulin, pushing him back towards the black corner. Right hook around the corner out of the orthodox stance. Counter left hook in response from Sosulin, but a terrific passage of the round enjoyed by Bastida beyond the 2-minute mark. But now, has he punched himself out for the remainder of the round, and having had success, Sosulin says, "Are you finished?" And he brings his offense into play. A terrific two-way action through round number 7. Good work to the body once again, as rocking and rolling on the ropes is Bastida. Both men keen to initiate and indeed accept the clinch. Solid right hand on the resumption from Bastida. Terrific round of boxing. Bastida perhaps enjoying his best round of the entire contest in the final minute of round number 7. I think that qualifies as a reading of the riot act from his corner. He made his way back to take the stall in between rounds 7 and 8. So it was Sosulin on the front foot for the first half of the round, before Bastida put together a sustained attack of several phases, keeping Sosulin occupied, backing the man up for perhaps the first time in the contest. But then Sosulin answered his successful passage of the round.
Box.
So 3 rounds remaining in this 10-round bout in the 69.9 kilogram division, just over 154 pounds light middleweight or super welterweight. Bastida enjoying his best round of the contest in the 7th. And it's not a foregone conclusion that he won it, because it was a strong start in the first half of the round by Sosulin. Then in the final minute, Bastida enjoying his best portion of the round, only for Sosulin to have the final word in round number 7. Solid left jab by Sosulin once again. First to the head, then to the body, doubling it up nicely as he continues to vary his height very effectively indeed. Clumping overhand right landed with the inside of the glove from Bastida. More sharp shooting success with the lead left stick once again from Sosulin. Again, the variety that he's shown on his jab is really impressive. Sosulin able to dip at the knees and push off the back foot to spear it into the body, just as he's done right on cue. Bring it up to the head and follow it with a rapier-like right hand. Really has been a key component of what must be his advantageous position on the scorecards. so much success coming off the jab as the half-cover guard being affected, being proffered now by Bastida, reminiscent of a latter-day Ken Norton. Forearm guard covering the torso, not really tucking his chin behind the higher glove, the right glove, or behind his shoulder. And is that perhaps to ward off the success that Sosulin has had to the body, particularly with that stab jab that he unfurled just there. There's the same shot in evidence once again. Left-right success from Bastida. Been breathing through an open mouth for some time now, as again, a little later than in the previous round, here he comes with perhaps what is his only sustained salvo in the round. And again, it's enough to keep him in the round, but not nearly enough to see it scored in his favor. Double jab right hand from Sosulin, with Bastida finding himself near the corner post once again. Sosulin keen to re-enter the fray, forcing the intervention of referee Mr. Salvador Salva. So 2 rounds remaining in the contest where Sosulin must be ahead by some distance on the scorecard.
Не давай ему так выставиться. Джебом разрушай, выведи его из этой стойки. Как только он во фронтальную ставу каната, сразу цепляемся за него. От джеба. Не дай выставиться. Не давай так выставляться. Дерни все, что угодно. Выведи его из этого положения.
Further examples of the wonderfully effective left hand by Sosulin, bringing the backhand into play behind it. Just as in round number 7, Bastida did launch something of a rally. It was shorter in duration than his success in the 7th stanza.
Round 9.
As we move into round number 9. And this venture into the 9th round, representing previously unexplored territory for Pavel Sosulin. Been in scheduled 10-rounders before, most recently in January in Armenia. He got his man out of there in the 3rd round in a battle of unbeaten boxers against Carlo Baccaro of the Philippines. Prior to that, he's been at 8-round distance on multiple occasions, including in his outing here in the city of Ufa in April last year, when Ulubek Sabirov became the first man to take him the distance on the IBA stage. But he's continuing to quit himself very well indeed, is Sosulin. Kept his shape beautifully. Stuck to the game plan. And aside from a few sustained cameos, a couple of sustained cameos, Sosulin taking a good left hook to the body, but countered immediately with a right cross to the head. Bastida attempted to ride it once again by seeking to turn his head to his right. Good right cross once again landed by Sosulin. Well, Bastida simply not busy enough in sustained enough fashion. He's been boxing at this type of tenor as he lands a good right hand roundhouse right. But he's been boxing at this type of tempo practically from the opening bell. But he is as durable and as game as they come. Hasn't been unduly troubled, despite the successes that Sosulin has had. Landed several shots flush. Instead he rides them, appears to be wilting on his times as he takes that stiff right cross. Intelligently looking to claim his man, but keeping the attack going with a furious two-fisted onslaught. Here's Pavel Sosulin, and referee Mr. Salvadoro Salva has seen enough. And it's another inside the distance victory for Pavel Sosulin. Terrific performance of patience and discipline, wonderfully accurate punch picking. Dialed up the tempo in the 9th round, kept the attack going, and despite the fact that Lucas Bastida appeared to be able to take and weather the onslaught that was coming in his direction, the referee, Mr. Salvadoro Salva, deciding that he had seen enough because it was too much one-way success. Right crosses crashing home. Bastida trying to claim his man but unable to do so. And despite the fact that he was seeking to cover up, there was nothing coming back from El Tornado. And Sosulin, once he sensed that he had his man going, he was relentless, continuing to let the leather fly from both flanks and forcing the referee to intervene. Lucas Bastida overwhelmed in the corner, and seeing him suffer the second inside the distance stoppage of his career. So despite prevailing in Latvia last time out, success overseas continues to be pretty difficult to come by for Lucas Bastida. It's the 4th loss of his career, and 3 of them have come away from home. Pavel Sosulin victorious yet again on the IBA stage. And here on IBA.PRO 3, he is about to be declared as the WBA Gold Champion and IBA Intercontinental titleist as well. Here's the IBA Championship hardware and the black strap of the WBA just into shot now here at the Wrestling Palace in Insta.
Дамы и господа, прежде чем мы назовем имя победителя, ваши аплодисменты обоим невероятным воинам, которые закатили сумасшедшую рубку. Итак, дамы и господа, рефери Сальвадор Сальва остановил поединок на отметке 2 минуты и 35 секунд 9-го раунда. Таким образом, техническим нокаутом победу одержал и стал новым чемпионом IBA Intercontinental и чемпионом WBA Gold в первом среднем весе Павел Сосулин! Санкт-Петербург, Россия!
So to the victor, the spoils. Pavel Sosulin, a 9th round TKO winner over Lucas Bastida of Argentina, extending his perfect professional record now, remaining undefeated and scoring another inside the distance victory. It was a performance filled with patience and poise, wonderful punch picking to both body and head out of that orthodox stance.
Дамы и господа, давайте аплодисментами проводим боксера из Аргентины.